Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I made the horse part of this model and the head and the board and how I've textured it to make it look like grass. I haven't managed to video the whole of it, so I didn't do the jockey, but I'll show you how to make the structure for the horse and how it all came together. So I just got a 6-inch cake board and some scrap piece of polystyrene, which I cut out of just like a dummy cake that it was like the extra bit that the dummy cake comes in, which I've cut to shape. And then I'm just putting some water on the board just so that it makes it sticky and the fondant sticks to it. I've used a couple of colours here to make the green as well, so I used a little bit of black with some green and yellow just to get the grass, like a real sort of grass colour. And then I'm just going to cut this all the way around the outside using the board as a guide. And then it just should pull away. Now don't worry about it being perfectly lined on the outside because we're going to texture the board anyway, and it's going to go over the sides, so I'm just trimming away excess. Just to get rid of the bulk of it. Now I'm adding some texture by using a star tip nozzle and just pressing it gently into the fondant all the way around. And this really creates a nice grassy effect texture. Once you've done that, then I'm just going to trim again all around the edges to create a nice edge now, because there will be more bulk as you press down onto the fondant. It's going to stretch it out, so I'm just cutting off all the excess again. Now I'm going to work on the polystyrene that I cut to shape, and I'm just going to add some water with a paintbrush. This will make a good base for the fondant to stick to. Just going all over. And then I'm going to pick up the fondant with a rolling pin and just place it over the top and roll it over so that it covers the whole thing. I'm going to use my hands first to just press it down to the polystyrene and then cut off any excess at the bottom and at the sides. So I didn't cut enough fondant on this one, I didn't really think it through, so I'm just patching up the sides with all the little bit of excess fondant that is left over, and I'm just pressing it down at the sides where all the gaps are showing. And because we're going to texture this like we did with the board, I'm not too worried about it not being smooth and perfect because it's not going to matter anyway. Right, so I've got my hedge piece now, and I've just added some royal icing and stuck it to the board. Next I'm going to just continue with that texture over the top with a star nozzle. And now I'm just cutting in some lines with a knife and making some fence shapes, which I'm just literally adding some texture with the knife, making lines down the side, and that gives it a little bit of a wood effect. So I'm just cutting it into strips, and then I'm adding at the bottom of the piece that is going to be our hedge with some royal icing. For the next part, to make the horse, I've got some armature wire, which you can buy online anywhere like Amazon or eBay, and I have printed off a picture of a horse. So it was a bit of a scrappy picture, to be honest, but it worked for what I needed. And I'm just bending the wire to the shape of the horse, his silhouette. So I'm going over the head, I'm going down the back, and I'm going down the legs. For the legs, I have used separate little pieces of wires which I've taped together with florist tape so that it creates the shape, and then I've added a barbecue skewer to that, and then so that I was able to insert it into the hedge part of the topper. I've then wrapped tin foil around the wires to give it a bit more body and a bit more shape, and then gone in with some chocolate modelling paste. I'm using chocolate modelling paste as opposed to normal modelling paste, just because with chocolate modelling paste it is a lot easier to blend and create the lines. You can add it in little blobs onto the legs, you can add it on little blobs onto the head, and then you can blend it into the body, so it makes for much nicer, cleaner finish. Once I was happy with the finish of the paste on the horse, then I've gone in with the Dresden tool to mark in some details and some lines. I've marked in the eye sockets, and I've marked in some hair on the manes, but I'm going to just use it as a base before I add some extra black paste for the hair. I also cut down the barbecue skewer so that the model could sit on top. And I didn't get time to film the making of the model, but I will probably try and make another video with a model to show you guys. So keep watching, subscribe to my channel. I hope you liked it, and I hope that you liked the horse cake topper. And if you've got any ideas or want to make this, feel free to send me any questions that you've got about how I made anything within this video. Thank you for watching.